the old guy. They call me what's his name? The old blues guy that passed away. Uh, I can't think of his name
Yep.
now, but so I just remain at on my own course, where
Right.
the other guys are faster and do a lot of fancy stuff. I just stay where I am.
Now, you're talking about Jimi Hendrix now. We have to know what it was like to be playing for him.
Him, I was never with
Okay.
um, back in those days, but I have old records
Right.
and we hear all this stuff.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I had no idea none of this would happen.
Right.
None of this coming up, and I would listen to his music all the time.
Yeah.
Back in those days, in the '70s, '80s,
Right.
'60s. Um, him, Yes. I grew up. Yes is my favorite band,
Oh yeah.
and so all those old guys, the Who's, when
Mhm.
they were all
Oh
young
yeah.
and crazy,
Yeah.
We don't know anything about crazy.
Buddy Miles, and all those guys. And
Yeah.
so, and then we would start taking some of the things. Well, me, I would take Yes. I like the things that the guy did on the steel,
Right.
and so I would incorporate some of the sounds with what I would like to
That's
do,
cool.
Yeah.
and this would help me to get more aggressive.
So out of all the bands out there, you talking about Yes? I mean, is there anybody else that was kind of an inspiration for you?
I like the Who,
Yeah.
but they were extremely wild at that time.
Yeah. So it's
And
kind of hard to associate,
yeah,
with them,
yeah,
because you're like, oh, I don't want to ruin my reputation.
yeah. But I love Jimi Hendrix
Yeah.
because he was different. And back then they played a lot of folk music
Right.
too. So I love Richie D. Haven back in those days, and had a chance to meet him one time
Wow.
when we went to Cleveland uh, um, for a convention or something.
Yeah.
And so some of the guys I got a chance to see before they died, but I never had a chance to meet Jimmy.
Yeah.
But now I know his family, his sister,
Right.
and beautiful people.
That is so cool.
They sound wonderful.
Yeah,
Like
beautiful
extremely
people
cool.
to
Yeah.
be with, and they take good care of us on tour. The man who runs the whole operation is John McDermott.
Yeah.
You couldn't find a better person that takes care of us, with what we need. And he's the one who kept us on and believed in our music. And this
That's what
is
it
where I
takes.
am.
And that's what it takes.
Yeah.
Um, Brittany and Cindy, a few years ago, kind of looked at me and were like, you got a lot of opportunities and connections with the music world, and
Mhm.
I had went and listened to them, at a show in Porterdale called the Yellow River Jam, which is coming up, I believe, and I was like intrigued. I said, the harmonies and the vocals
Yeah.
that they have is insane, and you have to have somebody pushing to believe in you
That's
the
right.
entire time. And if you don't have that backbone to just keep driving to the top,
That's right.
it can be
That's
a
right.
struggle, as far as your success goes.
To all of us, the guys I played with, our wives has been a big part of pushing us
Of course.
That's
because they know the
huge.
music. They'll go out in the aisle
Yeah.
or the audience and quietly come and let us know something personally.
Right.
Well, turn it up, or something not sounding right
Mhm.
Right.
with you. And they've been a big push. And by me getting older and all the guys are much younger, I felt like, well, maybe giving up. And because I couldn't play as fast or
Right.
do all the modern stuff they could do. And she said, why are you going to stop? Stay where you are. Somebody will like what you're
Wow.
doing, music.
That
And then I
support
began to
makes a huge
realize that.
difference.
Really does.
And then when we start playing them at all the concerts,
Yeah.
I begin to realize everybody's not heard what we could do. And the feeling that the crowd give us let me know, wow, hey, listen at these guys.
Yeah.
They different. They could play. And so that gave me confidence to stay Then when I look at Buddy Guy and all the other guys who's on tour, how they continue doing what they're doing no matter what. But you got younger guys behind you
Right.
trying to get to where you are.
hmm
Then when I look at where I became and where I've come from and where I am now, um, and look at how the guys are trying to get to where
Get to-
we are.
Yeah, you know, the struggle for a lot of upcoming musicians. They just want, you know, it's like they want to know the hows, whens, wheres, and whys.
Yeah.
You know, the 5 Ws, and
Yeah.
you know a lot of it is not necessarily about always who you know. It does have a lot to do with it.
Yeah,
But
attitude too.
It's attitude and being
Yeah.
able to believe in that particular artist and musician, and you know, separating them from everyone else.
Yes,
You know, I mean, if you look at Chris Stapleton, you know, he's a country singer, and then he added that blues vibe to country
I like
music.
his stuff.
And I'm telling you, country music for, you know, the 2000s have been more so rocky, like rock type vibes, and it's like
Yeah,
Chris Stapleton took it to a different level.
he
He's
stood
like,
out.
yes,
Yes.
He stood out more than any of them.
exactly.
Yeah,
You're right. And just like you know, he stayed true to who he was.
That's
Yeah.
exactly
He didn't do
right.
anything different.
yeah.
You know,
he stayed.
right. I mean,
Yeah.
he did what he felt and he loved doing. And that's what I like
Yeah.
about you. You know, just hearing
Thank
your
you.
story, that's what you've done.
Yeah,
And you're here.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's amazing.
Well, and,
It
you, and
is.
you're going to be playing with some amazing artists. Like,
Yeah.
Oh man,
Jesus.
Look,
I just wish I could be in your shoes for a
I
day.
know.
just to
No.
stand there and be next to them and watch them.
Yeah.
But you know, it's such an honor when we play. They come out and be like, and I'm trying to figure out. I'm looking at you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know March when we come out to just rehearse for a minute
Yeah.
to make sure our guitars was right, and we was just messing around. I never turned around to look, and we was just cutting up,
Yeah.
just playing. And then when we stopped, and Chuck said, "You okay?" "Yeah, I'm fine." "Cook, you okay?" "Yes." "Okay." And then we find out we had a whole audience
Audience.
looking at it. I said, "Oh man, where y'all come from?" You know,
They got the janitors out there sweeping
Yeah.
up, you know, the drool. I'm like, wow.
and that's
Look at
an
Mr. Cook.
honor for us. Then what I like about this tour, everywhere we go, they give away a guitar
Yeah.
to a deserving student that's going to music school.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
Oh, that's really cool.
And then we give during our rehearsal section, they allow the kids to come in and we give them like a little mini concert
That's so
with
cool.
whoever's playing there that
yeah.
day.
You know, that's and it's funny that you mentioned that because we were just talking about this with Widespread Panic. They, you know, I would never be where I was and am now
Mm-hmm.
if it wasn't for Widespread Panic.
Yeah.
You know, they you know, helped out with our guitar club and donating, you know, music supplies and guitars and things like that, you know, to where
Yeah.
I went to school. And it was just like, man, how can somebody so, you know, well known take that time to reach out to people like us?
You
and
have to.
I have to give them credit and thanks to
Yeah.
say thank you for, you know, supporting, you know, local talent and,
Yeah.
and people that are wanting to get into music. You know,
Mhm.
that's so important. And so that's courageous for what you guys do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
honorable. And, you know, we can't say enough, you know, for local music and talent.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah.
huge.
Yes.
But so what were your favorite places to play? I mean, do you have any places that you've really enjoyed that you like going back to or want to go back to?
I love playing here.
Yeah.
Detroit, because it's home.
Right.
These are my two favorite places.
Okay.
Coming to Atlanta and Detroit.
Now you say home is Detroit. As far as Detroit goes, how long did you know, I guess you were born and raised in Detroit?
I was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
And then at 22, I wound up going to Detroit, got a job at Chrysler.
Yeah.
Worked 31 years. and then I was still on the road at times. Early start. Uh, excuse me. Playing with the church.
Yeah.
Then when Robert started playing, then I would go with him, and we would do all of that, playing with all the big people.
That's so
He would
cool.
open up for him, and I had no idea who these people was because we were church.
Right.
That's all we knew.
Right.
And then the more we traveled, then I started learning who was who and how long they had been playing and how deep they was in the music and everything. And then as I got more progressive in it, doing our own show, then I started learning the local people.
Right.
Start we started winning awards,
Crazy.
and I was never used to it.
Yeah. You're just like, I'm just playing, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was never used to getting awards, and then Detroit gave us a Heritage Award
Okay.
for
Yeah.
being outstanding musician.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Different
My
places,
goodness.
and I won the award for best instrumental or steel player in Detroit, and those things meant a lot to me.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
that let me know. And then some of the churches that my organization I played for, start giving us awards and different things. So when that started happening, then we realized we were really, really growing and whatnot. So,
Yeah.
but the favorite places is here
Here
in
in-
Atlanta and Detroit.
That's pretty
Okay.
cool. You know, one, of course, Atlanta can be kind of hot, and I guess y'all play more so, like we talked about earlier, you play more indoors with your steel guitar. But I guess a lot of people do, when it comes to playing a certain instrument, you have so much variety, and I could tell you, I didn't know what a steel guitar was when I was growing up, so I was like, a steel guitar, like, what is that?
Yeah.
And that was when I was playing regular guitar, and they were like, oh, let's show you,
Yeah.
and that's how I grew interest into the steel guitar. But I've never actually truly played it.
Yeah.
I think it takes a lot of talent and a lot of focus, and
Yeah.
and of course you do vocals. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So and you sing and songwrite as well.
Yeah.
So that's even really cool. I mean, to be able to sing, play steel guitar, and have all these credentials behind you,
Right.
and you sit there and you
So
wonder,
many accolades.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
just blows my mind.
Well,
You know?
and you wonder how good, like you sit there and you do all this stuff, and you're like, well, how good am I? And then you're like, oh, well, here's an award. It's like, oh, congratulations, and you're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
But when you have good people working with you,
yeah,
a good band backing you up,
exactly.
and you feel the vibes from your audience, it's like you're in a different world.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all have experienced that. When
What's that?
people come back and hollering at you and enjoying what you're doing, it's like you could see it.
Right.
It's like you have no fear.
Makes a huge difference to have
It
that.
does.
that support.
And to me, it's like a spiritual connection.
Right.
Well, and I was going to ask you
Believe it
about
or
your
not.
your faith.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
sure
a
that really
spiritual
drives you
connection
too.
that you're trying to push not just the song over,
Mm-hmm.
but the feeling over. If we're doing blues, like one song we do is like The Sky's Crying.
Yeah.
Well, I've cried before.
Mm-hmm.
I've been left before.
Yeah.
So I know how I feel.
Right.
So I'm trying to reach somebody else,
Yes.
hey, you can get over this
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
or
That's
whatever.
right.
You could make it through.
The feeling
Yeah.
means more than anything,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah. And then when you get through, somebody will come and say, you know what? I thank you for that song. It don't become a blues song to them. It become a spiritual song.
Right.
Exactly.
And
They
it's
say,
something
"I
they can
went through
relate
that."
personally.
Right, right.
You know,
It
too.
become personal to them.
Yes.
When
yes.
people feel what you're feeling,
Yeah.
that's incredible.
That's
It
right.
is.
That's
you know,
right.
and that's what you want as
That's
a
right.
musician.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
feeling behind what you do, and it's crazy because not everybody's on that same level as you in certain songs that you may play out.
Uh-huh.
So that's why that's why you have albums, so you can play them all and
Right,
get hit
right.
everybody. But you know, when you put your emotion into that song and your heart into it, and you can reach somebody else out, there's nothing more rewarding for as an artist and musician than that.
That's right.
To get them to go through a healing process
That's right.
and heal whatever issues that they may have or be
Yeah.
dealing with. And so that's huge. And you have an album, or I meant to bring it, but you've done an actual
Yeah. I
CD.
think maybe 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, and it sounds like you just recorded it today.
And we still do some of those
Yeah.
songs. The Slide Brothers, after we finished doing the record, it was all blues record, couple of religious songs, but
Right.
during our shows, we decided one day, well, we gonna try it out.
Yeah.
We did maybe about, I think we had a list of 10 songs, and so we took 5 of them, the first part of the album for the record company, and then we were looking at how things were going today.
Right.
And so we took some of the songs from the gospel album and decided we would mix them both.
Got you.
And so, and we would tell a story that we hadn't been to church today, especially if we out on Sunday.
Right.
And
Yeah.
say, I wasn't able to go to church today, so can y'all mind if y'all go to church with me today? I'm going to give you an example.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Let me set you up.
Yes. Oh, I'm excited to
Yeah.
hear this.
And we'll talk to the audience,
Absolutely.
and the guys would be there. And we'll tell a story. Like, for an example, I tell the people that when we started our church, we had nothing.
Yeah.
And they had an old lady that had a drum, and she beat the drum so the drummer would beat the drum. And then we sing a song, and everybody, he's all right. She said, have you tried Jesus? He's all right. Then we go to the next instrument. Okay, look, y'all. Now, there was a guy that came in, had an old bass guitar. He came in, and he started playing, and so the guy on the bass was like, and then
Oh
they
wow.
say that lady sing the song again. She sang that song, and then we had the audience. Have you tried Jesus? And they start, he's all right. Then we go on to the next instrument and said, that was an old guy came in with a regular guitar. And so on. So the guy would,
I love
and
it.
then
Wow.
we
Oh my
stopped.
gosh.
And then we said, okay, that was a guy come in with a steel guitar. Back then, it was an old-timey style, and he sounded like this. Then we say, okay, there was a younger guy came in and started changing the sound of the steel guitar. So we kind of,
Wow.
and so that's one of the stories. Then we noticed that the people would really get into it.
Oh, yeah.
And get to hollering and jumping
Wow,
and
that's so
cutting
cool.
up, and then we'd take it on out. That way.
I mean, I just have chills.
I do too.
I know.
Are y'all
Sitting
hearing
right
this
here.
right now?
if
Are you hearing
if
this?
you're hearing this, y'all need to get like the
Oh my
lights going in your
gosh!
hearts.
Please share the show,
Now,
y'all.
listen, we've had so much going on in the show today.
Yes.
Thankfully,
Yeah.
we have so many people comment, and thank you guys so
Yes.
much for
Yeah.
tuning in. And We're going to try to get to your comments as soon as we can. But
Yes.
we're just kind of living in the moment
We
here.
are. We
Just
are.
completely enthralled,
Yes.
by what's going on. And this is a great feeling
It
for
is.
sure.
If you have any questions, you can call 470-496-3322. So give us a call. If you have any questions for Mr. Cook or for us or, anything, comments. But yes, thank y'all for watching. I mean, this is really cool.
Yeah, this
So,
is a unique experience.
It is.
and one
Beautiful.
Of the, and one of the things, it's not like listening to the Backstreet Boys.
definitely not.
No, Mr. Cook is the Front Street Boys. Yeah, you can see him playing in front.
Right.
He's front
Thank
and
you all
center.
for having me.
Yeah,
We are
absolutely.
so
It's such a great
honored.
honor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, that you're here. I mean, I'm just blown away.
I
Like,
am
I don't even
too.
know what
I-
to say, honestly.
If you want to know more about Sacred Steel, just look it up, and
Yeah.
it come up with the different guys
Yeah.
on who's playing and what they're doing and whatnot.
You said Sacred
They're
Steel.
called Sacred Steel.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
check it out.
Thank you.
Check
Yeah.
that out,
Yes,
guys.
yes.
It's just wind up putting us in our own category of music.
Yeah.
That's one thing we've been struggling with is, people always ask, Leland Shine, what kind of genre are you?
Yeah.
And we're like,
Yeah.
well,
Good question.
we are country, but, we also mix in blues and
Okay.
and rock. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
if you have a ninja blender, we can put them all together and that's what you get, Leland
Yeah.
Shine.
That's right.
Yeah.
But you have your own sound, and that's what's so cool about music is you can really develop your own sound
Mm-hmm.
separate from anybody else
Mm-hmm.
in style, and that's what makes music so unique. And a lot of people, it's tough if it's not something that's prominent now,
Mm-hmm.
because then you have everybody looking at you and saying that could be a hit.
Yeah.
Let's work with this guy, So it's really unique, and that's one of the things that we've always struggled with is people listening to our blend and mix, and
Yeah.
they're like,
Yeah.
okay, we can work with that.
Yeah.
That there's some potential there for sure. So it's amazing to hear your journey. And how would you classify music now versus music when you were playing?
Our music or music period?
Just music and period, the change. Maybe some differences that you went through, maybe studios and just playing live.
Actually, nowadays, I look at some of the concerts on TV,
Yeah.
like Yes, The Who, and the older guys,
Right.
different bands from way back.
Yeah.
I notice it's like a comeback.
Right.
People enjoy hearing them.
Yeah.
Because they miss the old sound.
Exactly.
Now, some of the new guys that are playing now, they play good stuff,
Right.
but they're taking it to a new progressive level
Right.
of where when we come up, I remember when we were just messing around, we had tape recorders and cutting them and doing different things together
Wow.
and whatnot. But things are so quick now. And it's good mixing the two together
Right.
because the younger guys don't know what it's like to come up splicing and don't know what it means to come up to struggle just to sleep in the car and travel,
Oh,
do
yeah.
a show, sleep again, switch off driving and different things. They have buses now.
Right.
They hadn't experienced that. But we older guys have experienced the old time and the buses now. And we know what it's like to come to where we are.
That's quite interesting. So did you actually even stay in your cars at certain shows or go to the next show?
When you didn't have anybody
Yeah.
to
They will.
really get you a decent hotel
Yeah.
Yeah.
back in those days.
Well, it's like when you're
yeah.
starting to get to the top and
Yeah,
financially be there where you can get the bus,
Yeah.
but you're in between, kind of, I guess.
yeah, yeah.
I couldn't imagine,
Yeah.
what that life is like. I mean, I can be a survivalist by any means, but when you don't have a shower, you know, where you can clean off and
Yeah,
smell good for
yeah,
your
yeah.
fans. You know, like, oh, what is it? Oh, what is that
Meet
smell?
and greets.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Meet and greets are different.
What we
know?
did in certain times, a case like that, and then traveling with the church or something, we would get alcohol
Yeah.
and take a bath with it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Wow.
And I've heard of that.
Yeah,
That's very
alcohol
interesting.
was
Yes.
Yeah.
a
cleansing.
little pan of water
Yeah.
Yeah.
and mix it together,
Yeah.
and but usually just go straight alcohol and
Interesting.
use the water to
Yeah,
help
very
rinse
cool.
off, and you're going from there.
I feel
Yeah.
like alcohol sales in the pharmacy department is just
Oh,
skyrocketing.
yeah. But those are the old days. And then you got a lot of younger people who's made it, but never appreciated what the older ones have done
Right.
to give them this opportunity.
Exactly.
To get to where they are.
Gosh, that is
Exactly.
so true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never
Yes.
thought about
Yeah.
that. You know,
No.
it's it's man, I really haven't. And sometimes we take that for granted.
Yeah, you take
Mm-hmm.
it, and because the older guys have really labored, they made it good,
Yeah.
but the younger ones become more richer.
Right.
You're right.
Got more everything that's
Well, I think
accessible.
materialistically, yes, but I think you are richer
Oh, thank you.
because you have experienced so much, and
Yeah.
you know you've relied on your faith and God and your family and all these people that have supported you along the
Yeah.
way. And to me, that matters the most.
It takes
Yes.
heart now.
Material
you know,
things
mind
do not.
doing
Right.
it from
I've
your
never
heart.
been very materialistic, and I
Yeah.
can tell that you're not that kind of person. What makes you rich is the experiences that you've had in life.
Yeah.
And I
yeah.
think that's
Yeah.
that's definitely honorable on your part. I think, you know, just sitting here and talking to you and, you know, learning about your life and what you've gone through and the things that you've done. I mean, I'm just in awe. Like, I only hope that, you know, one day I can sit here,
Yeah.
you know, sit here or in a position like you and share with other people what I've
Thank you.
done, you know.
Yeah, because before
So-
we know it, we're gonna have robots. You know, how
Yeah.
you doing today?
Yeah,
You
everything
know?
changes so quickly.
It
and time passes
does.
by so quickly.
But you know, I want to have a life that I've been able to share with people that I
Yeah.
love and people that support me and care about me.
But it's
you
not
know.
easy all the time.
Yeah.
And you have to take that hard part. I mean, it'd be hard at times. But you keep on going because when you come out,
Mm-hmm.
you come out better.
Right.
And you do your singing from your heart.
Mm-hmm.
And believe me, you think people are not paying any attention out there? They are.
Yeah.
They're paying attention to how you present your heart,
Mhm.
your song, your soul.
Mm-hmm.
And that means with things going on today, people want heart.
Right.
People want a good time. Like when people come to the concert, they want a good feeling that night.
Yeah.
They don't want to go home feeling bad because they're already going through something.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
You know, so they want to go and say, I felt something that was totally different.
Yeah.
I never felt that before. And that's what they want from you now.
Mm-hmm.
Something that's real and true and actually a spiritual meaning to it
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
help them to continue
Yeah.
doing what they're doing.
Yeah, it's
believe
it's
that.
that connection. You know, so many
Yeah.
people are disconnect from society and
Yeah.
the world that they live in
That's right.
by going to work every day.
Yeah.
And maybe it's the same old relationship that they keep coming
Right.
back to, or maybe it's the refrigerator that keeps clinking at night and
Yeah.
you can't fall asleep.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when they get out of the house and they go do music,
Yeah.
that's where their connect is.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right, right.
And I'm a big firm believer, one of the things that I want to do in my life, one of my biggest goals that I strive for is, not just to be a number,
Yeah.
leave an imprint on this world,
Right,
that people
right,
can,
right.
take and continue that legacy.
Yes.
And, music for me has been that particular way that I want to go and express that
Mhm.
and reach that goal. And, as far as you can kind of tell you're doing the same thing. You're being rich is not about, money.
Yeah.
It's about how you lived your life
Mm-hmm.
and using that music to do that.
Yeah.
You're enriched with your soul and enriched with what you do
Right.
through music, and that is empowering. I mean,
Yeah.
It is.
yeah.
It's like, the song, like, All Is Well With My Soul. I mean,
Mhm.
essentially, that you're born with that, you're going to die,
Yeah.
and you have to do things that make you feel,
Yeah, yeah.
that.
Now, when I'm sad, sometimes, or there are times that I'm just to myself, going through something, I would just sometimes I would just not just like I'll just play something that
Wow.
would give me peace.
Mm-hmm.
And once I had that peace, or it like takes whatever is going away,
Yeah.
then I'm fine.
Wow. That's crazy.
Uh,
I mean, I could feel that.
Me too.
I don't even. I
feel peace now.
honestly, like,
Yeah.
haven't said a whole lot because I really don't know what to say. I don't think you understand how much I needed to hear what you've been saying this morning.
Right.
Oh, thank you.
So I appreciate that very much.
Thank you so much.
And I just don't even have words right now.
Yeah, it's
But you know, God has a way of bringing people together for a reason. You
Right.
don't know,
exactly right.
you know, and this has meant a lot to me. Just to meet you all,
Yeah.
especially meeting him and
Little John.
being together and coming to work together like this is
Yeah.
very encouraging.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
fantastic, and that's one of the things, when you go on tour, I don't know if you ever think about these things, but you always think about who supports you,
Yeah.
and when you step out of your comfort zone, it's like you're walking through this, valley,
Yeah.
and you're only hoping and wishing that somebody in that valley hears you and can
Yeah.
take that music
Yeah.
and continue on. And I think that's the biggest thing that I know we can take is the life lessons that you've been through and the music that you play and carry that on
Yeah.
and tell people about, the imprint that you've made on this industry as far as music goes, and in life,
Mhm.
I think so many people, they get so in tuned with, social media, but they don't get the chance to see, the real you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what bothers me with music that during your time seems like it's just kind of faded out because social media wasn't around then,
No, none of that.
and so now
Yeah.
it's like you have social media and it's a different platform that has kind of superseded you guys, and that and it almost makes you probably feel inferior, because when you're walking and doing these tours and going out, it's
Mhm.
like, gosh, where's our support,
Uh-huh.
And so, this one of the things that I try to encourage people. One of our other shows, we were talking about, people going and recording an entire show off their phone at a concert,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, you don't know what that particular musician is giving up
That's true.
to be there, financially.
Yeah.
That phone is a ticket.
Yeah.
Whether it's $10 or $100.
That's true.
It's their livelihood that you're giving up.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not opposed to somebody taking a selfie or maybe,
Yeah.
recording a little bit of it and be like, hey,
Yeah.
come out. This is awesome.
Yeah. But they taping the whole thing.
They're taping the whole thing
Yeah.
and like, look at me.
Free show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a free
Right.
show. And,
Yeah.
and, if you are out there and you do this, please, I'm not trying to bash you, but more importantly, it's the constant tune, promote these guys. Some of these guys that, are still touring that are older acts, classic rock guys,
Yeah.
anybody,
That's right.
they don't have these platforms where they can be promoted like we would, with, the music that we have today. And I think
Mhm.
that's kind of one of the biggest differences that, you see is the social media aspect where we're able to utilize a platform that hasn't been used before, and we can't forget about where our roots come from.
That's right.
That's
You're right.
true.
You know,
Well-
and that's huge.
Yeah, you're right, John. I think to weigh in on what you were saying, with people going to these live concerts, the fact that they're standing there and they're recording the majority of the show, they're giving up something, themselves
Right.
because, they're taking themselves away from what they could really be gaining from,
Right.
Yeah.
the music,
You have a phone
Yeah.
in your
from
hand
the
the whole time.
stories,
Yeah.
and I think that that's so sad. I hate it when people do that.
I
do
do
too.
too. I do
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I do.
Because you pay to be there.
That's true.
There's a connection that you're longing for, obviously, if you're paying to be there
Yeah.
and you make the effort
Right.
to be there. So put your phone down.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
to
actually be
just-
there. Be
Right.
there in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's and I can tell you, I've been to concerts and I'm guilty where I've looked at my phone several times just to see
Yeah.
what's going on while I'm there.
Yeah.
But when you see musicians, and it's like you're talking about how you guys were tuning and getting ready for a show
Yeah.
and kind of just hee hawing around, which is awesome.
Mhm.
You're in your element. People are typically on their phone when that stuff's going on.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's like, man, put the phone down. Look at what these guys are doing.
Enjoy the moment.
Enjoy the moment because
Yeah.
and another thing too is like you leave us speechless, being here with you and seeing this live, and of course you guys out there are watching with us too, and you can probably feel the vibes and the sound, but it's nothing like being there in the moment, in the experience, in the limelight, and it's surreal. It really is.
Yes, it is.
When I think a lot of people take, being around other people for granted these days.
Right.
Because just like you said, John, we have all these social media outlets and, obviously we're utilizing,
Right.
Facebook Live.
Mhm. Which is great.
It is, but a lot of you guys aren't able to be here to experience this with us,
Right.
so we're bringing it to you.
Right.
And that's a little bit different, I think. But I think that we're not engaged like we should be when we are around other people, and you never know who you're standing in the room with.
That's true. That's
You really never know.
Yeah,
that's
And
true.
then you might hear of someone that you were standing in the room with, and you've taken that
yeah.
particular opportunity for granted. So
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because I had a personal experience, not necessarily with music, but one of my favorite places that you might see me in is in Charleston, South Carolina, and growing up through soccer, I loved soccer, played it, and I was so focused on my phone during a soccer match, but also trying to look up one of the youngest paid soccer players, Freddie Adu at the time. And when you get focused on one thing, especially your phone, you don't see what's going on around you. And one of the craziest things that ever happened to me was a man with a British accent sat right beside me, right exactly where Cindy would be sitting. And he says, "Hey, mate, how you doing?" And I said, "I'm doing pretty well. How are you?" And I went back to my phone. And he says, when Freddie Adu's going to play, yeah? And I said, "You should be coming up in the next match, DC United." And he says, "Oh, very well." And so that was it. That was all the conversation.
Mhm.
But it wasn't until the next week when I got back home, my mom was with me at the time. And she says, "Oh, here's your Eurosport magazine, you get." And I was excited. And on the front page cover was the same man that I was talking to.
Wow.
His name was David Beckham.
Ah,
What? You never told us
Whoa.
that story.
and that
Yeah.
is, and there you go,
it's a
folks.
prime example.
You don't know.
There you go.
Exactly.
We miss
Wow.
so much.
You're right.
And I'm guilty of it.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely guilty of it myself. And, lately I've tried to be more mindful of putting this phone down,
Yeah.
But people, listen, this is real stuff here.
It definitely is real. You
Yeah.
can't get what you get through social media and your phone with what you got here.
Well, teenagers don't even go anywhere anymore because
Yeah.
they're at home on their phones on FaceTime. That's guys, that
Yeah.
is not real.
Yeah.
And they can
That's
get the
not real
concept.
life. It's fake. Social media is
That's
great. It's a
right.
great platform, but it's fake. It's not real. It's not real.
Yeah.
You're not getting a real connection. It's just the way it is.
Not the real sound.
No,
That's
you're
right.
not.
When
Right.
it comes through.
Right.
You're
right.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'd love to hear you play and sing something if you want to do that for us.
Let's
I,
see.
I want to hear some more.
Yeah, we're
Definitely.
intrigued.
Well, I
I'm
thought
sitting here
maybe
thinking
y'all-
about how much I just want to keep listening to it.
I mean, I feel like I'm
y'all
melting
sing.
when you play.
I
Y'all
know.
gotta sing for me once, or twice.
What's a good song? That maybe
Sing.
I don't know.
Amazing Grace or something like that.
Let's do Amazing Grace, and I'll try to follow.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
cool.
Okay. We'll just go through a little. Okay.
Yeah, it's just like the first verse.
Yeah.
Okay.
I sure want to keep going. I'm going to pull up these lyrics. Okay. All right. Key, do we want to start on here?
You just start singing.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to feel, and grace my fears relieve. How precious dear that grace appeared, the hour I first believed.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Nice. Wow.
like I need a tissue. Like, well,
That's incredible.
yes.
Man, good job, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Turn it up.
Well,
Yeah, man, I don't even know what to
sorry.
My heart's just racing. I mean,
know,
it's
mine is
just,
too.
it's just like,
And that-
oh,
yeah,
Oh,
that's
go ahead.
crazy. Well, let's take a quick
Let's-
commercial break.
yes.
Please stay tuned with us. Share this page. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Electric High Radio Show, and we're here with Calvin Cook, one of the greatest steel guitar players that we have came across, and probably known in the world at this point.
yes.
Man.
So, but we'll be right
yes,
back.
we'll be
with
back
you
in a few
guys.
minutes, guys. Thanks for
Yeah.
listening.
Stay tuned.
Hey, everybody, just hang out just for a few seconds. There's going to be a little moment of silence. The main computer's down. At least the video is still running. So if everybody will just please give us just a few minutes. 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 3. Yes, I think we have our system fixed. Everybody, please hang tight as we are now going to have our show running on our backup computer. I do apologize. I love you guys. Thank you.
All right, guys, we are back here live on the Electric High Show. We definitely appreciate everyone tuning in and bearing with us during the little bit of technical difficulties here, but we are being able to capture everything live, and appreciate you guys hanging in with us. Definitely, please go to the Electric High Show, go and like it, and then share it. Share.
Yes.
Because this opportunity that we're here with, Mr. Calvin Cook, one of the greatest steel guitar players I've ever met in my entire life, is sitting with us, and he's been doing some awesome work on the steel guitar, and we're going to have some more, hopefully, here shortly to hear from him. But as we are going through this entire show, we were kind of just talking about briefly how important it is not to record, each show. So it's a personal experience.
Yes.
And I have to say, so far we've had an incredible personal experience, and it's very surreal. And what's more insane is we're speechless. We don't even know what to say right now.
Which we have to talk because
we're on a show. We're on a talk
radio
show.
show.
Yeah.
You usually can't shut us up.
Yeah.
So
I know.
Yeah, you have to know this is really.
It's like driving a minivan full of kids that are, and I was like, okay, you really hang your head out the window like a crazy mom, so you don't have to hear it. But I never done that before. But
I was
anyway,
going to say, is this an experience of yours or?
some of those good old church retreats back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't
Yep.
so good. I was that kid that I feel so bad. We would be going back from North Carolina, and we would have leftover Cheetos. We would see how many Cheetos we could line up on the car's grill behind us.
John.
Yeah, God be with us. But anyway, so needless to say, we're back, and we appreciate you guys tuning in with us, staying patient.
Yes.
But we got Calvin Cook. He has played for pretty much your entire life. And you're
Yes.
from Cleveland, Ohio, and enjoyed playing at Detroit and here in Atlanta. And is getting ready to do the big tour in October 1st,
Yes.
which is crazy. We kind of also talked about how, the road life is like. When y'all are on tour, what kind of time span do you have, going between show to show to show? I guess that's a big question that a lot of people are curious about, because they don't realize when you go to this concert and you have a good time, and some people, have too many drinks and then they go home and they're like, wow, that was a great show. But they don't realize Mr. Calvin Cook, he's got to be at the next show either tomorrow at 7 o'clock or maybe the next day.
Well, with the artists, when we're done,
Yeah,
we socialize for a while
right.
until management finish whatever they're doing.
Yeah,
Then we'll load on the bus. We have the convenience of our bunks,
yeah,
food, whatever we want,
yeah,
TV. So it's close to home as you can get it.
exactly.
And we laugh and talk, rest. Then we'll look at, maybe the guy might say, we got 4 hours before we get to the next hotel. Then we'll stay up
Yeah,
and get to the next hotel. Then they'll say, okay, bus pickup the next day at 2:30. Bus pick us up at 2:30, take us to the venue. We up for the rest of that day until the same thing all over.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We actually, oh, wow. We actually know a bus driver who's, drove for a lot of bands, Alabama, Leonard Skinner, Jody Messina, Winona Judd,
Tanya Tucker.
Tanya Tucker.
He's got some good stories.
And of course, we did not come across him until we met Ashley McBride, who's, doing some good stuff for the women singers in the women industry, for music. But he has so many crazy stories. Do you have any crazy bus stories that you could share?
Actually, no,
No?
because actually when we get on, like at night after the show,
Yeah.
each bus will get a pizza, maybe 4 or 5 boxes of pizza from one of the best pizza place in town, or chicken, or whatever we want.
Yeah.
And after we eat that, we laughing, we talking, we watching TV, and then later on, some guys branch off,
Yeah.
talking to family, or just go read a book, relax.
Just kind of some quiet time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Most of them.
Decompress.
Yeah.
I heard they had some crazy things before I got there,
Yeah.
but they weeded them out, and
Gotcha.
they just wanted people that was pleasant
And humble, I guess.
and not giving a lot of problems.
Yeah.
And so that's where it is, and I like it like that. And we
Yeah.
get on. When everybody start getting quiet, then you notice, okay,
Yeah, you know it's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we
Yeah.
all could still be sitting there, but nobody talking. Guys on the phone watching or watching TV
Right.
or just relaxing, and then later on they say, hey, I'm going on the bed, get me up when the bus stop, and we do that. Or sometime everybody just stay up,
Yeah.
laugh and talk, but then there's quiet time where everybody reading or doing certain things. Let's say like Dweezil, Zappa, he'll be on his phone,
Right.
or he'll be reading a book, or he'd be into the music a lot on his phone.
Yeah.
Manager John, he reads a lot. So he sits back, read a lot. Me and the guy, Mato, him and I watch TV,
Gotcha.
all the movies that we can get.
What's your
and-
favorite movie?
Actually, I don't have one. I
Yeah.
just enjoy whatever's coming up.
You sound like the recent producer we just produced with.
Yeah.
Well, I asked him, I said, what is your favorite song that you've ever recorded? And he says, I don't have one.
Yeah.
You know?
I used to love scary movies, but
Uh,
I got a little older now and trying to sleep. I don't-
yes. Yes. Me too.
Pit Row Expo with the horror
Yeah.
guys may not be the
I
thing.
used to love scary movies too. Now I'm
Yeah.
like, I
Things
don't think
get a
so.
little different. I can watch them in the daytime, but at
Yeah.
night now,
Yeah.
I said, well, let me leave that.
Let me leave that alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So guys do different things,
Right.
but then during the day, when we get there, we eat lunch, dinner at 5. Chuck, Mato, and I get back on the bus, just relax. Or if we have family coming, then we'll
Go hang out
be
with
with
them.
family,
Yeah.
hang with family, and different things. But everybody's nobody's rowdy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's good.
That's
Everybody's
good.
quiet.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, on this tour.
You wouldn't like us.
Yeah.
We like to be rowdy. No, we're not too bad.
No.
Then we
No.
got the older guys who just sit,
Yeah.
and relax now, and they kind of need help, assistance
Right.
a little bit, and so
Well,
it's fun but yet pleasant.
now I got a big question, and this is probably weighing on a lot of people. So if you haven't liked the show already, please like it and then share this, because this is critical for a lot of musicians, a lot of people that are out there wanting to know this one question. How often, while doing music, are you able to have your family involved while on tour?
Great question, John.
Let's put it like this: you can sing for your wife.
Right.
They don't do that. You on your own. She can stay 3 or 4 days, and then
Then go on.
you take care of everything for her to go back.
Right.
The guys that have kids, they'll get their own bus.
Okay.
So the kids, because it's already
Yeah, it's already
not
chaotic.
much room
Yeah.
on the bus,
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
and so they could gauge their thing.
Sure.
Then when they family leave, then they'll come back with us on the bus.
Cool.
When I head to this way, then my wife and family will come. I go to Detroit.
Right.
My kids will come to the concert,
Nice.
and like that.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
huge.
that's nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
How
you-
many kids do you have?
I have 4 girls.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Uh-huh.
okay.
They're all grown, probably about y'all's age.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are they involved in music much? Do they?
Not a one.
Not a one.
Oh,
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That is.
Well, I
One
hear
tried
that
to be, but
I hear that it skips a generation. Do you have grandkids?
yes,
Did any of them do music?
they're young. But look, yes, I have a 24, I think, year grandson who loves drums.
Well, there you go. So it skips
Yeah.
a generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then the
Yeah.
younger
I've heard the same
boys
thing. Yeah.
are trying. And in Detroit earlier this year, I took my grandson to see Chris Layton.
Yeah.
That plays drums with us, and
Mhm.
that just blew him away.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
You know, it's
Yeah.
and that's one thing too that's key. You know, when getting these kids involved with music is, you know, taking them to the concerts
Yeah.
and you know people that
Yeah,
can inspire them. You know, and give them inspiration to continue to do better
yeah,
and be a better instrumentalist.
yeah,
But also create your own style.
Yeah.
You know, don't be the same thing that he is. Or maybe you can incorporate something that
Yeah.
he does and you know ad lib some more stuff to what you're doing. You know,
2 years ago, my sisters and brothers never heard me play
really.
live. They never.
Wow.
So they got a chance to.
What was that like?
And for them, it was wow.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And then we brought them backstage, and they met all the different stars, and they couldn't believe it and
Wow.
whatnot. And then when we came to Detroit, they allowed me to have a host of people to come
Yeah,
because we were performing, and so they allowed us to kind of do like we wanted to
yeah,
for our families, and
that's nice.
that was a beautiful experience for them to
Be there.
see us. Yeah, and then some of the
Yeah.
other guys, when we go to their state, their families come and do the same thing also.
That's cool.
That is
Yeah.
so nice. It's so considerate of your management
Yeah.
to, allow that time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it may be different from management company to management company or whoever.
yeah,
You know how much family time you have.
Yeah.
You know, because you hear stories that some of these artists they go out on a road. For the entire year, or whatever
Yeah.
it may be, 6 months, and they don't get the amount of family time that you probably would get.
yeah,
So that's one thing I guess, maybe for a lot of the local artists, musicians, or people that are getting ready to make that next step is, choose the management company wisely.
Right.
See, talk to
Yeah.
them and figure out what their values are.
Yeah.
You know?
I got family. I'll be in Seattle Tuesday, Monday, and so I'll go and spend some time with my family there.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday they'll come out. A few of them will come to the concert, or whoever they let me allow,
Right.
or the number
Right.
Yeah.
they let me allow. Then they figure out who
Who can
would
go.
be in that number.
That's cool. Now,
Yeah.
do they get to go backstage and all that
Yeah,
stuff?
they'll give them backstage.
Cool.
That is so
Pass.
That's
neat.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they kind of rowdy and we don't want them back, we tell them no, just leave them out there.
I don't know them.
So we'll
That
go
would be
out
me
there
with
and
my
meet 'em.
family. I don't recognize them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Security.
You got some that act up, wanna walk all over the
Right,
place.
right.
Yeah.
They say, hey,
They
man.
holler.
This and that. They say, you want a stage pass for them? No. And what we'll
I like
do
that.
is
That's
go out
funny.
there, walk them to the door, and say, oh, man, I wish you could have got to the backstage.
We ran out of passes.
That's funny. Yeah.
That's good. That's hilarious.
So let me ask you this. What about the production of your shows? Is it really like highly produced in a way that there are lots of lights and,
We got
all kinds of
lights.
crazy stuff like that or,
We got lights. They have a little show on the what do you call it, on the canvas
Yeah.
before everything starts,
uh-huh.
about Jimi Hendrix and everything, and then before the show starts, well, they show that first, and then there the school that came earlier, the music school,
Yeah.
whoever the outstanding or 2 or 3 outstanding musicians who play guitar, Then Fender provides the guitars,
Wow.
and Janie Hendrix will give them a guitar in front of the audience, and then they allow them to sit on the side and watch the whole show with their families. And then after that, then after the people start coming in more, then the lights go down, and then all the production start. It's a 3-hour show or 3.5 hours.
That's
Wow.
fantastic.
Hmm.
Is there anything specific that you're required to wear? Like,
No,
or just wear whatever
just
you
look
want
decent.
to? Yeah.
Just look decent, cause the people be listening at the music
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
anyway, and
I like that.
I like that too.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I'd probably wear a wig because I'd
Yeah.
have to cover up my shiny head.
Like Santani's crew, they wear black
Okay.
every night.
Wow.
Okay, you got Billy
Sounds like
Cox.
us.
He dresses up every night. You got some of the other guys that wear basically the same thing or
Right.
change shirts.
Mhm.
And Johnny Lang comes out with just a short sleeve,
Yeah.
and that's how he plays at night.
That's fantastic.
So different. Everybody had their own style. They
Mhm.
don't make no stipulations on what you do. It's just what that person, long as you do your job,
Mhm.
play that music and give them what they want.
That's
That's-
nice.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is, it's your style. You don't want to lose your style while
Yeah.
playing music, and
Yeah,
it's funny because you'll start noticing people mimicking your style
yeah,
after a while, and it's like, oh, I'm a trendsetter now.
Yeah.
It's like I
Yeah.
got two things I can
Yeah.
put to my application.
Yeah.
You know, but
Very true.
as far as music goes, and leaving an imprint on the world, what would you say you would want to leave an imprint on society in the current music age that we're in right now?
that whenever I play, that somebody felt it from the heart
Right.
and remember it,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and that it not leave them just for that day, but sometime in life, a song or the music or that feeling come back to them
Right.
that we put out, and that's what I would like to leave. To
That's
say,
kinda
"Oh,
cool.
Cook really played, and I never forget that. I never forget that song, or I never forget that feeling he gave me."
Yeah, it's like
Well, I can tell you, I'll never forget.
That's what I was
This.
about
Oh,
to say.
thank
Yeah.
you.
yeah,
Thank you.
and it's almost like the Andy Griffith song, where they're whistling and things like that. You kind of revert to different songs in your head
Yeah,
with every moment that you're in.
Yeah.
And this is something. I mean, with
Yeah.
Amazing Grace and everything, that is, you won't forget. We won't forget this.
Yeah.
This is just one of those humbling experiences and opportunities to, be able to do this.
yeah.
And more importantly, with you,
Thank
coming
you.
on the show, it's so cool.
Yeah.
And so much applause to you and
Yes.
Thank you so
taking the
much.
time, and you and Grace coming out, because you're about to hit the road.
Yeah, I was looking forward to
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
the whole time ever since you and I
yeah,
talked about this.
Yeah.
It's a humbling experience, and it's different
Yeah.
from what you do. Then you get a chance to not see the people, but meet them
Mhm.
yes,
through radio
Right.
or this,
right,
and people get to know you. Or it might be somebody who's been to our concert, and they got a chance to see me up close.
Yeah.
right,
Then besides from the seat in the audience, and so, oh, that's one of the guys that from the Slide Brothers or the Hendrix concert
yeah.
Yeah.
and whatnot.
It's so
Mm.
cool. I try to sit here and think about, if we could be, a platform for somebody,
Mhm.
how will we fit in that picture of being a platform for maybe the next generation of artists,
Yeah.
And I had recently just started an entertainment company, and with my partner Dan,
Mhm.
and me and him were like, we want to leave a mark in society, but more importantly, give that platform for people to be able to reach out and say, oh my goodness, I need a stage crew or whatever.
Mhm.
We got it for you. it's here.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter who you are as an artist, as long as you're part of what we're doing
Yeah.
and the movement, to be able to, help you be successful. That's the biggest thing that I want to do as far as an imprint. And, it's so humbling because your direction is more so the music part,
Mm-hmm.
being able to hear it. Mine is more so the helping part of support, and offering that support for
Yeah.
musicians. And, a lot of people in today's society don't get the big picture. And the big picture is this: if you can't learn to work together,
That's right.
you're not going to make it.
One thing too, I found out in music, music and being around a lot of artists, we don't have problems with what the world has.
Right.
It's like music bring us together and we respect each other. We enjoy each other. We enjoy, it's no color line.
No.
It's no slang talking to each other.
Right.
It's like appreciating each other's family. And we become a family
You're absolutely right.
that's different from anybody else. We respect each other
Mhm.
and enjoy each other.
Yeah.
And
I
I,
love
like
that.
that.
It's
Yeah.
yeah, you're absolutely, man, you hit the nail on the head on that because
Yeah.
it doesn't matter who you are, where you came from,
Yeah,
short,
it
tall,
doesn't
small,
matter
whatever.
what you look like.
Yeah.
Well, when I first started, I saw this guy. He was a black guy. He had
Yeah.
his hair had the biggest braids I ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And I judged him. I said, boy, he looked nasty. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I didn't really want to. And everybody was speaking to him.
Right.
And so after we played, he came over to me. He said, man, I never experienced anything like this. I enjoyed it. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, thank you. But when I saw that guy go up and play with a band on the drums, and people were talking about him, and then the guy was singing and was talking about how he struggled and learned how to come up and play, and how he was trying to reach out through every hit he hit
Yeah.
to touch somebody's life. Then that made me realize you can't look at people
Right.
and tell just because of the way they decide to dress
Right.
Exactly.
on really what they do, how they do it.
Right.
Right.
And that taught me a lesson.
That's a big lesson to learn.
You
Yeah,
have to
that-
learn who
that-
people are inside.
Yeah, that taught
That's
me
all
a
that
lesson.
matters.
You think about it too. It's like that's a good comparison as far as like for every hit that he hits on that drum.
Yeah.
He's touching somebody's life.
Yeah,
It's like you playing, each string.
yeah,
You're picking each string. You're
Yeah.
picking somebody's life.
yeah,
And influencing what you do into their
Yeah.
life. That's cool. I never thought of it that way.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yes.
learned me a lesson. And so a lot of people that I would meet and look at them, and from being from a church, Pentecostal church, you thought people were supposed to be a certain way,
Right.
Right.
and then when you get out and realize, wait a minute, it ain't.
It's not.
Right.
Yeah.
This is
Mm-mm.
not it.
Well, you just
Yeah.
have to get to know people's hearts.
Right. You have
You
to.
know that's
Yeah.
the main thing.
Well,
You're
not everybody's
right.
from the same background
Yeah.
as you are, or had the same opportunities or raising that you
Yeah.
had, you
Yeah.
know? And so you
Yeah.
kind of have to get to know people and who they are
Yeah. Yeah.
and why maybe they are the way they are.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yeah.
people go through things.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
a great lesson.